You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
We didn't know where else to go.
You did the right thing coming here.
Maddie was the first one to notice things.
How will you get here? Who are you talking to?
When was the last time you had contact with her?
Before she was taken?
It's a fixer-upper.
All the houses are like this in our price range.
Do you want to see Jake? No way. You try. We like this house!
We can't call the cops. What are you gonna tell them?
First things first. Your daughter is here, and she's alive. This development was built on a cemetery. This isn't just a few pissed-off spirits we're dealing with. It's a poltergeist.
We just want our daughter back.
The door to their world could close at any moment.
If that happens,
there's no getting her back. I want you all to clear your minds. They already know what scares you.
Yes? Something's wrong, Mom.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain, it's a plane, it's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey everyone, good morning. This is iWalter. I should just say, Walter, welcome to me. I haven't said that in a while, actually. It is Friday morning on September 18th, 2015. Yeah, I didn't do a show yesterday. I actually was looking to take a break. I needed it because I had to get up early today. We'll explain that in a minute. I should probably just go right into why I had chose the intro. Well, be quite honest, I had to pick something very quickly because it is 3:30 in the morning, and these shows, the show prep usually takes me an hour or so just to do it. That's because somebody asked, "Why didn't you do on a friend at work who listens to me?" And I didn't get a chance to explain to him because he was actually helping me out. But yeah, show prep takes, the fastest I can do it is about 1 hour. Normally it actually takes a lot longer than that. And it's a real pain in the neck. As much as I mess up, which I do, obviously I mess up quite a bit. But yeah, the show prep is the longest part. So I had to take a swallow. That's probably why I try to avoid, and I had to get up early. Anyway, reason I had picked the film I did was because I actually got tired of waiting to rent it. I actually downloaded it just to watch it. And, I'm trying to keep an open mind. The film, you have to take it as a standalone, and I haven't mentioned it yet, so I apologize. It was actually the movie A Poltergeist. It came out on May 22nd. I guess it did so poorly that they decided to just like try to sell it to people instead of like making them rent or having them rent it. They're trying to force people to buy it. And, I understand, but yeah, the film, you have to take it as a standalone film. It has very little, and I'll give them credit for that. It has very little to do with the original Spielberg version of Poltergeist. This is the remake just made a few months ago. I tried to look up and see if I could, read about it because they keep on pushing, like Sam Raimi's name on it. It was like, well, Sam Raimi really didn't have much to do with it at all. And one thing that caught my attention was I really kind of like her. I really dig her, actually. I used to have the hots for her. She's not, like, very attractive. She has a killer body, though. And she was on this show. By the way, her name is Rosemary. It looks like DeWitt. She was on this show I really like because I also like Toni Collette. And it was a show called, ironically, it was a show called, and I'll explain that in a minute too, United States of Terror, which was one of my favorite shows, actually. I love that show. And it I either got canceled, they just stopped making them, but that was actually made for cable, and it was actually done by, believe it or not, that was a Spielberg production, and it was like really good. It was Toni Collette played this woman who had multiple personalities, and she did a really good job. That's when I really fell in love with her acting, is Toni Collette. She's an Australian lady, but if you want to know who she is, not only she played the main character in the show, what I just mentioned, United States of Terror, but no, she's probably best known for The Sixth Sense, the movie. She played the mom. She's got a cleft palate, so she's got a unique look on her face. And you hear her talk, it just throws you back because she really is Australian and she has a very strong accent. But she's a great actress. She was nude a lot in United States of Terror. She's got a weird set of boobies. But the reason I mentioned that, though, was because, again, that's a Spielberg production, that TV show that he did at one point called United States of Terror. Tara, Tara. Well, guess what? Also, obviously, he did the original Poltergeist. So, which he kind of helped out with this remake. And, I mean, they threw a lot of big names on there just to help the people that were trying to get this movie out, I guess. They made a remake of Spielberg's movie, so that's a given. But then they also threw in the name, it says on here, movie info, legendary filmmaker Sam Raimi, Spider-Man, Evil Dead, and The Grudge, and director Gil Kanan of Monster House, compromised to this classic tale about the family whose suburban home is haunted by an evil force or evil forces. It was not as good as the original one, obviously, but again, that's why I said you got to take it as a standalone and give it a little bit of, you got to. I just felt bad because it got like the worst reviews. I think it got barely 1.25 stars on any review. So I kind of being empathetic on that fact. Was the movie good? It was all right. It did help because, again, I like this woman named Rosemary. It's DeWitt or something. But she was in United States of Terror. And the thing I liked about her on there, she has in my opinion, she has an incredible body. She just has a unique face, and she's got a really huge nose, crooked nose. So, but she's got a decent body, and I just loved her anyway. I don't care. So she kind of helped being in the film. Otherwise, I would have probably gave even a lower personal review, I guess. But the fact that she kind of saved it for me. But that's why I was watching the Poltergeist movie finally. And you know what? One thing I'll tell people, you think it's great. You get what you pay for. Well, I got this for free because I was able to download it. And I hate to say it, though, the quality of anything you download is you're getting what you pay for is just crap. I don't care how. I had a friend, he was a big computer hacker, I guess you call him. And he knew how to get movies and TV shows and any entertainment for free. But you know what? Back in the day when you got it, it was like, hey, this is really cool. But one, you're breaking the law. That's not a good thing. Two, you're taking money out of people's pockets. Three, I don't care how good you are on basically ripping movies off of discs or download it from some site. You're downloading a ripped copy, so you really are losing out on quality. I'm so spoiled now because everything I forced myself, I just couldn't wait any longer for this movie. I just wanted to see how bad it really was. And I'm not going to say it was really bad or really good, but now seeing it and seeing how bad ripped copies look, it's just not worth it. I mean, I'm willing to pay $3 to rent a movie or $4. Excuse me, if the movie's really bad, sometimes you can just buy the movie for $4. I've done that before. And then after you're done with it, you watch at your own pace. I mean, that's another reason. What was I going to say? I used to download movies because it was, because it was free, and it was, I don't know. There was different reasons, but quite honestly, it's not even worth it. It really isn't. And again, just think of somebody taking money out of your pocket. You wouldn't like that. So, obviously, I just try to think in my thing of like, well, I don't like it, so if people rip me off, and I believe in karma in that way. So I have to wish a girl I used to work with happy birthday. It was her birthday today. So happy birthday to Miranda Harris. She was a coworker of mine, so I'm doing that now. Just give me a moment. I just didn't expect this. I almost put happy birthday Miranda Harris. Yeah, that's really informal. A little bit too much. Okay. I got her name right. So, sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I mean, like or hate somebody, hey, it's her birthday, so I gotta wish her the best wishes. You know what? There were so many stories at this point piled up because in 2 days they really did kind of just back up. So I'm going to try to, because I really honestly, I read a little bit expecting to do some show prep. And at this point, it's just, it's not enough time. So I'm just going to have to bear with me and just kind of hear me read these out, I guess, so to speak. Anyway, there was this was actually on MTV. I guess they're bringing like the MTV. I apologize. See, that's how tired I am. MeTV. MeTV is memorable entertainment. This is really cool, though. I didn't know they did this before. I have to bookmark this. They actually tell you what's on right now is Night Gallery. So this is on my normal track. It's just I went to bed early last night. Didn't sleep well, but I went to bed early. But anyway, they had some article on Carol Burnett, and I grew up with her when I was a kid. I used to watch her, and I used to really love that show. My brother used to like it too, my one brother, John. So there's some article you can actually find on MeTV, and apparently she just had made a guest appearance, it says, on Stephen Start the Show. Carol Burnett Lost Show. Oh, okay, yeah, she's putting out like they're called Lost Ultimate Collection DVD set, but she's talking about, I guess, on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and it would be pretty cool because I really do like those shows when I grew up. But you know what? I bought so many TV shows now that I kind of reminisced about, and I haven't even started digging into the pile. There's just too many right now. But yeah, Carol Burnett, because I actually bought this show a while back, and it was Mary Hartman. My brother, he got me into the TV shows I still watch over and over again. One being Night Gallery, the other one being Twilight Zone, both Rod Serling, not Sterling, but Serling, and also Carol Burnett. And then there was a show called Mary Hartman. There was a whole bunch of other ones, too. Benny Hill. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many shows I kind of just remember watching with my brother, so that's why I still like them. My brother, my middle brother. Mary Hartman was a unique one because I didn't realize that it was supposed to be a satire, like kind of a comedy. And I didn't realize until years later. I actually bought first they only had one season out. And I bought it and I watched the whole thing. And then right after I bought it, they put out the whole series, which it was like a nighttime kind of comedy, what do you call it? Comedy soap opera. And Louise Lasser, I think was her name. She played Mary Hartman. She played in a lot of Woody Allen movies. Excuse me about that. She played in a lot of Woody Allen movies. And she's really good, but I remember watching this Mary Hartman. It actually was pretty decent, but I bought the whole entire series because they put it out like a while back, and they gave you a really good price on Amazon. So here I end up buying it. And you know what? Lo and behold, I never made it past the first season. So that's going to be one of these shows when I retire or, when I have nothing else better to do and I have all the time in the world. People think I have a lot of time now. I really don't. But when that happens, that day and age, I'll have all these DVDs and Blu-rays that I can watch and whoever knows what else, videotapes probably now because I started going back and collecting a few of those and bought a VCR. But you know what? I feel like this one guy, that's his hobby. All he does is he buys all this stuff, and may never watch it, but he has a whole collection of I thought it was a couple $100,000 worth of DVDs, Laserdisc, and everything else. Some guy, a friend, sent to me because he was making a joke about it. But I thought, you know what? That is me. It's not gonna be one of these things, well, this is going to be me someday. No, I'm already there, actually. Anyway, I'm going to just go through this mix, and I don't know, because I actually have stories I didn't even queue up just now, which I didn't do it the normal way, where I actually kind of glance through them a little bit, and I don't screw them up as much. So, but there's stories I'm just going to have to put by, because I can't be up all night. But this was really cool. You can actually find on YouTube what I'm about to read, but this was an article on Bloody Disgusting, because I think some people will find this really cool. It was basically a remastered copy of the 1910 Frankenstein. I didn't even know that such a thing existed. But yeah, the whole thing is on YouTube, so you don't even have to buy it. It's in 1910. Thomas Edison and his studio, Edison Manufacturing Company, released a 16-minute short film that was a loose interpretation of Mary Shelley's now infamous novel Frankenstein, written and directed by J. Sarel Dawley. The film is a seriously abridged and liberal take on Dr. Frankenstein in his laboratory creating the monster and the consequences that followed. You know what? I would say just check it out because it looks really cool. I was going to watch it tonight, and I was so busy at work that I honestly never got the chance to actually fully watch it. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm just looking now because underneath that article, by the way, there's Penny Dreadful is on the third season. I never even got to watch the second yet because I was going to wait for it to come to Netflix or see if I could just at least rent it because I'm behind on shows I even bought. Like tonight, for instance, I was at work and I had a little bit of time. Here I totally forgot. I got this show on iTunes, which I have to pull up right now. And you know what? It actually got better again because I didn't like it. I have to find the name of the show, though. it's a comedy on Comedy Central. Well, yeah, no duh. But, okay, here it is. Another Period. The first episode was really funny, and then the episodes that followed were really bad. So tonight it was like, okay, you know what? I got to get back to watching Another Period, and I picked up where I left off. I watched 2 of the episodes. They're not that long. I think they're only like 30 minutes. And it was like, you know what? This show got better again when I wasn't watching it. So it's half or actually 3/4 away through the season. So I watched 2 of those episodes and was like, you know what? This is actually really good. It's really funny too, because I was laughing so loud at work. I'm surprised people didn't tell me to shut up. Oh yes, I got to talk about this too, because I looked at the previews tonight. And I was actually kind of surprised because it's going by a different name, but to me, it's heavily influenced. Oh, wait, actually, somebody actually now mentioned this. It said before, it's a movie called Green Inferno that's coming out, and I was just going to say this. When I looked at the previews, I said, this is just a remake of a movie called Cannibal Holocaust, which I did see, I think, at one of these horror fests. And it's like one of those exploitation kind of campy, low-budget horror films with a lot of gore. And here, lo and behold, I'm looking at it now. Somebody actually did do the comparison. So I'm not the only one. Because I looked at it, it's like, this is Cannibal Holocaust just remade. And here we go. I'm looking at it again on Bloody Disgust, and it says, before Green Inferno, there was Cannibal Holocaust. Well, yes, because the movie is the same movie, just redone. So here they are saying that. As we gear up for the release of Eli Roth's highly anticipated Green Inferno, I thought it would be fun to take a look at the film that served as Roth's greatest inspiration. Of course, I'm talking about Cannibal Holocaust, which may very well be the most controversial film of all times. And it goes on. It is a bit of a lengthy film, but yeah, just look at the previews. If you haven't seen Cannibal Holocaust, I'd say recommend watch that first, then look at the previews for this movie called Green Inferno, and it's just basically, he had taken that movie and he just basically, filmed, reshot the same film almost. Not directly the same, but it's pretty close. So I'm glad that somebody actually wrote an article about that. So I'm not the only one now. Wow. There's an article, I'm not going to read it. It says 28 years ago today, Hellraiser was released. That's hard to believe. And they're talking about, I'm just looking at these highlights. They also have on Bloody Disgust, and they said that Drew Goddard talks about Cabin in the Woods too. I didn't like that movie. That was actually because I like the director, because he made my favorite TV show of all times, which was Buffy. Josh Whedon, that's basically his thing. It was making Cabin in the Woods. But yeah, I didn't like that. I did not like it at all. Yeah, my parents, it has on here about the M. Night Shyamalan movie. It didn't make that much money. I think it made only it made under 30 million, but not much. Yeah, about, actually, what was that called? Yeah, I know, folks, it didn't make that much, but I'm going to look now. Yeah, I you know what? The Visit grabs $1 million in late night box office, but it made $26.7 million. Oh no, that's something else. But I think it did make about 27 or so. It came in number 2 opening weekend. Yeah, folks, I'm sorry. I can't really see a direct. Yeah, I was. Let me see if I can look under weekend box office real quick. Yeah, the one I always use, if you ever want to know, is the one I like is Box Office Mojo. That's usually pretty good. This is given. Yeah, that's strange. I can't actually find from... Oh, okay, here we go. Perfect Guy came in first, and then The Visit came in number 2. Domestic total of September 16th, which was 2 days ago, it made around $30 million. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Because he is technically a local director, like Kevin Smith is. So taking that in consideration, I guess it's not bad for what he did. I was going to wait on that one. You know, it was kind of funny. This was a big deal. I had to throw a dig at a friend at work, a woman at work who loves Star Trek. Like, she loves it. She loves every aspect of Star Trek. So I had to throw a dig because the other day was this actress who played on Voyager, and she played this character named Kess, I guess. Well, it says she was charged with exposing herself to children in Harriman. Now, I don't even know her real name. Oh, Jennifer Ann Lynn, I guess. She really aged really bad because she was like really adorable when she was younger. And I heard she was on some other different shows. But yeah, she was pretty sexy. And now she just looks very manly. I don't know what happened to the woman. A woman who played the medical assistant in the first 3 seasons of Star Trek Voyager was arrested for indecent exposure. Jennifer Ann Lynn, 41, was arrested at her home in, it looks like Harriman, on September 3rd at around 6:42 p.m. It says deputies said Lynn had an active warrant in Rowan County on 2 counts of exposing herself to children under the age of 13. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her, though. Neighbor Carrie Smith says Lynn recently walked by her home and commented on how the children were being cared for while 2 were crying. So, I guess she must have her own children. I don't know. I have to look up about her situation, so to speak. Let me see if I can highlight it. Maybe I can give you a rundown. But yeah, she was basically in trouble for indecent exposure. But I'm telling you, she looks just like a man anymore. I don't know what happened to the woman because she was actually very attractive back in the day. Yeah, extremely attractive, but her looks just went by. And she was an American History X. A friend reminded me of that. Spouse Phil, yeah, she is married, I guess, but I don't know what happened. Why she fell off the deep end. She has kids, so I don't know if she exposed herself to her own children or what, but something involving children. Since she was arrested at her home with 2 counts of exposing herself. But yeah, I just had to throw a little bit of a dig on that one because I'm a big Whovian fan. I did tell this woman at work, I said, well, don't worry because when I went and seen Doctor Who in the movie theater the other day, I might have mentioned this, but God, I forget his name again. Will Wheaton actually interviewed both the actor who plays Doctor Who, which is, I'm trying to, off the top of my head, Peter Capaldi, and the companion, which I think she's really adorable. I love her. But her character, the woman who plays the companion was so weakened that a lot of people just lost interest in Doctor Who because the way they made her character seem so weak and feeble. And a lot of people just hated her. They wanted to get rid of her. She started out, this particular actress, she started out a really strong character, and then she just, I need a boyfriend, I need somebody who loves me kind of character. See if I can find her real quick. They're showing everybody except a new one. She plays this character named Clara, though. And she started out to be an extremely strong character, like I said. And something happened. They just made her, like the last season, made her extremely a weak character. And again, people just wanted her off the show. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find her name. It's not that important. Oh, okay, Jenna Coleman. Yeah, she's like extremely, in my opinion, and I'm not much for brown hair and brown eyes. I usually go for the blonde hair and the blue eye women. But she's like, well, she started out being really hot. And then they just kind of weakened and made her more mousy looking, her character. And then from there, it just kind of like had taken a landslide. She's still really hot, though. Yeah. So, but she actually is continuing now on the TV show. She was ready to basically call it quits, and then she decided. I mean, she's probably smart. Most people, they stick in there because, it's a hard job, that show, Doctor Who, but yeah, she's trying to stick in there. Speaking of which, on entertainers and stuff, I totally forgot about this. This was one I would have read the other day, but people are actually lashing back on Howard Stern right now. There was an article on Radar Online. I was going to read it again probably yesterday, and that's one of the articles I decided to put in the mix. It says, Shock, no more. Artie Lang and Stuttering John basically say let loose on Howard Stern's new image, ripping on the political correctness and a list of pals and much, much more. So here's this article, and they're just ripping how, basically Howard Stern started out being not only the shock jock, but he was always getting in trouble for his mouth, getting fined by the FCC, and all this other stuff. And that's what made him number one. And now, not that he's not doing any better. Maybe he mellowed out quite a bit at his old age. Not that he's old, but he's up there. And he's no longer, I noticed that years ago, when he went to Sirius right beforehand, I kind of stopped listening to Howard Stern because he actually did get kind of weak. And I know a friend told me that even years ago, a lot of people he used to have in his own mind as enemies, like he didn't like certain people, he's now like best friends and buddies with them. So, yeah, he's come a long way, and he's mellowed out quite a bit. I mean, in some way, I respect the man because, hey, he made his millions off of just being a radio talk show host. And, I mean, honestly, he's probably the only one that ever will be, besides Rush Limbaugh, who's actually made a living on just talk radio alone and made that kind of money without, being on screen. Now, he did make a film about his life, but that's not the same. He's done television, but that's quite not the same. And Rush Limbaugh, like I said, they're the only two. Stearns actually makes a lot more, but those two guys, mainly Stern, has made so much money, and has never ever left radio at all. I mean, yeah, he's on satellite radio. That's different, but still, I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself. So, But yeah, I mean, I kind of missed old Stern myself. I used to watch the show he had on TV. He actually went from back in the day, the Channel 9 show, it was called. And he used to go from, New York, from the city, because I actually seen where his, the radio station was. Me and a college buddy years ago, more than once, we kind of staked out trying to catch them going into the building. We actually drove up to New York, and we called a couple of the people, walking in, going to work, because we had to leave like 2 in the morning, something like that, because he goes on at 6 a.m. And but he would go from, like, I think it was Manhattan where the radio station was. He would go over to Jersey and he would shoot the Channel 9 show. I think that was like, once a week? And it was a lot of work, but it was really funny. It was hilarious, and I missed that. I was telling my friend I wish they would release those actually on videotape, officially on DVD or Blu-ray, because there's so many people, even, obviously including myself, I would buy those in a heartbeat. Now, I bought bootleg copies one time at a record convention, but the quality was so bad, I just gave them to a friend. I said, listen, I can't even barely watch these. They're unwatchable because they're so bad. So there's money to be made on a lot of Stern's older stuff if he really wanted to, but unfortunately he doesn't even own the rights to that stuff either. I think the TV station actually has the rights, or someone else does. But still, honestly, I would definitely give money for that stuff, because I miss the old Stern, basically. There's no other way to put it. So I got distracted. Seen some photos that caught my eye. Yeah, so I'll just save that. But yeah, Artie Lang and Stutter and John were just in this article. Again, it's on the radaronline.com. So I'm sorry my show is a little more weaker tonight. It's just honestly because I'm getting such a late start from, I normally try to start when I get home. Hey, there was this story, by the way. It was in Daily Times News, and it says ex-Garnett Valley teacher gets jail time for sex with a female student. This was another story I would have definitely read yesterday. I gotta give a plug then too. Yeah, it says I'm trying to see what it says. It says Delaware County. Media Courthouse, a former Garnett Valley School District teacher who admitted to sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl was sentenced Wednesday to 1 year less a day to 2 years less a day at the county prison in Concord. It looks like William Barber, 38, of Concord, entered a no contest pleas in June to statutory sexual assault of a person with 11 or more years of difference in age. So now they do that. A first-degree felony, as well as an institutional sexual assault of a minor and corruption of minors, both felonies of third degree. So, now, see, this is weird because I swear the women get slaps on the wrist on this stuff. It says Barber was married for Barber, the man, a married father of 4 who had been with the school district for 12 years, was arrested on September 23rd, 2014, following allegations that he had sex with the victim after school on September 11th. Of all days, why did he have to pick that one? Trying to look at the age of the girl, though. Because I thought or did I say it already? No, they actually didn't say. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the highlights. But yeah, they seem like they give these stories, if it's a man, they really will kind of prosecute the guy. Sorry about that. I thought I could get the age of this girl. Yeah, you know what? I'm not seeing it. I don't know why. Maybe they're just keeping everything disclosed. Launched, yeah. So, hey, if anyone wants to actually kind of help me out with this, that'd be great, because it just goes into everything except they're kind of keeping the person who he had the sexual encounter with kind of private, I guess. But it was on this article. It was on this. It says DelcoTimes.com. I thought they gave the age of the girl, but they really. Well, I'm kind of going over it quickly because it's after 4 o'clock, so I don't want to be up too late. So, yeah, because you know what's kind of. Well, I'm not going to use the word funny. Let me see if I can find one that's kind of like a follow-up. Keep these kind of close together. No. Yeah, there was a story on the Dream and Demon I saw yesterday, and this is something it's shorter, it's easier for me to read, but it kind of backs up and supports my point about, like, you know, the girls in our society now, they go for not only the bad boys, but the minorities, and then also I mentioned probably even like these jihadists. I said that like in a sarcastic way, but here is an article that was in yesterday's news on the Dream and Demon that kind of disproved my point on this, because it says Lisa Borch, whatever. Let's go by Lisa. Stabbed mom to death after watching ISIS beheading videos. This was in Denmark. It says Lisa, 15, and now get this, she's 15 years old. Her 29-year-old boyfriend convicted of murder after teen's mother found stabbed to death. It says that she was a love-struck teenager who had her heart broke when her racially Muslim boyfriend left her to move to Sweden. So she went down to the refugee center to shop for a new man, plenty more fish in the sea. She met an Iraqi, Mohammed whatever, 29, and became obsessed with the things ISIL, watching hours of YouTube clips showing beheadings and carried out by Jihad John. So it says, but my parents, right, they just don't understand. Lisa's mom was less than enthusiastic about her daughter's love for a terrorist and her much older boyfriend. Arguments becoming so frequent that Lisa's twin sister moved out of the house. Now, imagine, this girl's 15 years old, though, folks. So the couple planned how to live out happily ever after. Rather than white picket fences, they dreamed on slaughtering the mother who opposed their love, then running away to Syria to fight with ISIS. Now, this is a 15-year-old fucking girl, folks. So, says that this girl, she went as far as to show the twins the knife she planned to use to kill the mother. Humor must be quite different in Denmark because her sister figured she figured it out. She figured that she was just joking. She didn't take her seriously. It says, while her stepfather was away on business, this girl and her boyfriend. Now, imagine again, this girl's 15 years old. Her boyfriend stabbed her mother over 20 times, and then they called the police and said the white man had done it. A white man had done it and ran away. So, this isn't. I know it's a different country, but the point is, this is what we have to. These girls go after. I said this, I think, a couple episodes ago, probably even longer, further back, that these girls always go for these terrorists and these lowest common denominators. That's what they don't like. Normal people, because they think people like me. Well, I am nuts, but they think that we're the ones with the problems, not the people that are convicted murderers and killers and stuff. They think that those people are gods, and it's just ridiculous. Both were convicted of murder. This girl, Lisa, sentenced to 9 years, and her 29-year-old boyfriend getting 13 years. I mean, both of them, I'm sorry, is a slap on the wrist. They should get life imprisonment for both. Both of them should. Anyway, there was another story I just caught my eye on Dreamin' Demon. This one I didn't even post yet, so maybe I won't. But it's actually got a video, too, if you want to check it out. It's just funny because it says this woman, Martina Del Vaga, charged with malicious castration for biting boyfriend's balls. This is in North Carolina, by the way. It says she was arrested after a 51-year-old allegedly biting her boyfriend's genitals and causing permanent damage. The accident happened on Wednesday during a domestic dispute between her and her boyfriend. Now, this was on September 17th, and that was just yesterday. This article was posted. There is a video with it, by the way, too. She was arrested with charges of malicious castration and assault of causing serious bodily injury. As you can imagine, the man tried stopping her from biting his junk, and the reason why was because Y has a bloody mugshot with bandages wrapped around her head. She said that they told officials that the entire thing was an accident and was just a big misunderstanding, while I imagine picking her boyfriend's pubes from between her teeth, she was released on a $10,000 bond. So, again, they get like slap on the wrist. If you're a woman, you get slapped on the wrist. Whatever. And here was another one. This was also yesterday. It says, woman sentenced for burning boyfriend's penis with a hair straightener. Now, this was one of these stories. I did read this earlier yesterday, and it was more, it's just a misunderstanding. Because what happened was, I'll just kind of highlight what I remember. Apparently, this boyfriend, anytime he would cheat on this girl, this woman, this was in Australia. She said, okay, they came to an agreement for some reason that he says, yeah, if I cheat on you, that you can burn my penis with, basically, with that hair thing, that thing that straightens your hair. And they agreed on this. So she caught him cheating on her boyfriend, cheating on her. And he said, okay, yeah, you can burn my penis for doing that. And he did, but it became, I guess, a little bit more severe. So anyway, it says after meeting on Facebook. Now, here's another thing. I don't meet anybody on Facebook. Australia, after meeting on Facebook, 22-year-old Parker and her man had their ups and downs, especially when it came down to her boyfriend's relationship with his ex. So much so that they made a pact that even if she ever caught him cheating on her, she would be allowed to punish him by burning his penis with a hair straightener. Sure enough, after he got busted asleep with his ex-girlfriend, Parker reminded him of their agreement. The man agreed to let her give his dick a light tap with a hair straightener, so long as she didn't burn his balls. So Parker placed the straighteners on either side of the shaft of the penis and squeezed them for a couple of seconds. Later telling police that she thought it would amount to nothing more than a sunburn. She really, it says she was really mistaken in that assumption. And it's funny because they're shown as like burnt hot dog or something, like blackened hot dog. I swear to God. To start off with, it looked brown around the sides and didn't look too bad, she told police. It just looked as though I cooked a piece of meat. What started as not looking too bad ended up with the man having pus-covered penis that was swollen, blistering, and black in color. So there's more to that, but I already sabotaged that story. So this is no joke, because somebody asked me again, are these stories made up? I said, no, these are real stories. You can find them other places, because Dreamin' Demon does. Okay, so I did read that one. Isn't it ironic? This was really funny, I thought. I mean, yeah, it's a little off-color. No puns intended. I don't like football. I don't like sports, but I do have to read this now. It says, T.O. taunted with the N-word, spear-chucking, monkey, ass-looking M.F., motherfucker. So he, went off. T.O. is, Mr. Religious guy, and he goes off making these really explicit, racist remarks to some guy. And it's really funny because there's actually a video. It looks like the guy he actually insulted is in the one part of the video, too. And this is on TMZ.com. This is no joke also. The man who filed a police claiming that T.O. hurled a cup of hot coffee at him went on a racist tear during the altercation, screaming the N-word and calling him a fucking knuckle-running, spear-chucking, monkey-ass-looking motherfucker. So I just gave you the unabbreviated version because it sounds better that way. And this is no joke. TMZ Sports obtained the video of the portion of the altercations between T.O. and the alleged victim, a guy named Armin. So I thought that was funny. Again, I just got to read through these really fast because it's just considering the time of day. I can't afford to be up really late. So if you want to read that, though, I know that's really wrong of me, I guess, but I just can't help it because I have fun with that stuff. Yeah, I actually do. So I apologize. I can't help it. I have a sick sense of humor. What can I say? That's Walter. That's iWalter. It wouldn't be my show if I would talk about things that everybody else talks about. So I try to look for things that I find off-colorly funny. So I'm going to let that one go. And I'm going to let this one go. Because I might have some other ones I'll just put in place. Oh, yeah. This is no joke. This friend sent PIX11.com. Thank you, Todd Thomas. Man beheads his mother with sword after family breakfast with police say. I didn't tell you, I actually bought a replica lightsaber, and it's almost going to cost me $200, but it looks like an authentic lightsaber because I bought this whole Obi-Wan costume for Halloween this year. And also, I almost made the Freudian slip about Christmas, but yeah, I am intending to wear it to go see Star Wars as well. This was in this story I just started reading. Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Man arrested after police say he beheaded his mother Friday, confessed to killing, then said, "She's not my real mother." So Matthew, I can't pronounce his last name. Yeah, my friend Matt always picks on me about this, but this first name is Matthew. 40 used a sword with a 4-foot blade to slice off the head of a 68-year-old Jane. Okay, I guess I got to try to pronounce the name. Scalacti, according to the warrant obtained by Madison.com. The beheading took place after the son spent the night at his parents' house and had breakfast with them the next morning. Joseph, the father, Matthew's father, told officers his son seemed anxious and agitated at breakfast, and around 11:30 a.m. he said he wanted to return to his own home. The mother drove him home, where Matthew allegedly told his roommate to go upstairs. The roommate told police that he heard Jane, the mom, scream, "No, no, no," and then when he rushed downstairs, he says he saw Matthew holding a sword and standing over his mother's body. The roommate said that Matthew then quietly gave up the sword and then let his roommate lead him to like a child down the stairs to a couch. I guess that's considered matricide because he did kill his mother. Matthew's father said his son recently stopped taking his medication after reading negative comments about drugs online. He started back on the drug just 2 days before the attack. So obviously it was some type of antipsychotic drug or antidepressant. I don't know. I never thought of slicing off my mother's head. Not a bad idea. Just kidding. I'm being sarcastic, trust me. Hey, here's one. I'm just going to go in the line. The Morning Call had this story. Thank you again, Todd Thomas. And this is no joke again. Ruling New Jersey casino ran regulate waitresses' weight. Yes. Atlantic City, New Jersey. A casino can regulate the weight of its cocktail waitresses, but a court should decide if managers raid in how they enforce those standards, and appeals panel ruled Thursday. So I haven't read any of this stuff, so I apologize. It actually mentions Borgata. That's where I saw Lady Gaga. The state appeals court said that Borgata's casino personal appearance standards are lawful, but has also said that part of the lawsuit brought by 21 servers should be returned to a lower court to determine if 11 of the women were subjected to hostile work environment over the standard enforcement. So this was at the Borgata, actually. The casino said it's pleased that the policy was upheld, noting that it was disclosed and agreed to by all female and male custom beverage servers when they were hired as Borgata babes. I could kind of see the point. I'm not going to read anymore, but I can kind of see, I guess, the place's point, because, I mean, no offense. Like, just say, for instance, if you got a job at Hooters, you won't want to see some rotund woman wearing, those orange shorts and a halter top. That would be the last thing I want to see serving me at a place like that. So, yeah, I mean, yes, if you're going to get a job where you are basically some type of waitress, where the whole intention is to look good or sell your body, yeah, you have to, there has to be certain regulations that would probably you need to abide by. I mean, would you want to see a 500-pound woman do a pole dance at a strip joint? I mean, would that be politically incorrect to say, no, I'm not going to give her money. No, I'm not going to want to look at that. Well, yeah, who would? I mean, it's the same thing almost. I mean, yeah, they're not taking her clothes off. But you have to look a certain look, I would assume. I would have to agree with that, I mean. So that's just my niche on that. Anyway, here's another one, some wacko woman. This was in New York. Thank you again, Todd, because he sends me a lot of the stories I read. New York Post, woman who tossed puppy from car found guilty of animal abuse. And the little pooch is really cute. The dog is in a better home now. It's changed names a few times in the story that I could read. But this happened on September 12th of last year. And this woman was not only very abusive, this little dog. I mean, the thing only weighed like about a pound. I mean, it was, 1 pound, a 3-month-old puppy suffered fractured skull when this lady flung the dog out a window because she didn't want to pay for the dog's, for its medical bills or the shots that animals need to get, like certain shots and the upkeep of the dog. So her way was basically just to put the dog in a black trash bag and toss it out of a moving car. Now they were saying, and the dog was obviously tortured more than just at this last moment from this lady, who's 35 years old, by the way. But she did definitely, she's getting a 2-year sentence for cruelty to animals. So there's a little bit of justice. Not much, but there's a little bit, and I'll take it. But yeah, this woman really, and if you saw the dog, you really would feel sorry. The dog is really adorable. But yeah, she like basically, yeah. I mean, come on. Why, these women? I think I'm no offense, but they see this. You see these Paris Hilton and everything. Oh, they got these cute little dogs, and they think, oh, I have to have one. Once they get it, they don't want it. They don't want the responsibility. Obviously, at least this woman didn't. Again, because I'm just going to gloss through. I've said this a million times on other shows, but I really mean it this time. But yeah, I had to find that where I got that because this one's actually a better deal. Anyway, New York Post. You can see this on this dog. I felt so bad. Sorry. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier I got this Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars stunt or this laser thing. And the one I got was like, it's handmade. It looks like real metal too. So, and it looks like a really, really good replica. And you can put a light in there on top. Like they call it a sword, but it's an oversized light bulb you put here. It looks really, really cool. And I was like, okay, well, I can take that part off and I can just use the rest for a costume prop. Or if I go to these comic conventions, I'll wear it. But I wanted to give a plug because I wanted to see who I bought it off of. Because the woman actually thanked me for, buying it. I got it on Etsy, I think it's called. Yeah, these are custom made, so they take a couple weeks to make them and then to ship it out. But I bought things on Etsy before that were really, really cool, like a custom-made top for my iPad Mini, and yeah, that was really, really. It looks real nice because I got the one. It looks like from that show Charmed. I asked, oh yeah, this is what I want done, and this one woman, not the same woman who's going to make me the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. I'm just trying to look because I wanted to give them like at least what do you call it? A plug almost, because the stuff looks really cool. I know it's just a waste of money. It's a very overpriced toy, probably, is what my friend Matt will say. But hey, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, and I don't put dollar bills in women's thongs. So give me this one at least. Okay, actually it's a site, but it was a woman who actually wrote back. UXS, Ultra Sabers, like lightsabers. And they make custom sabers. You can actually get some for like $54, but they're like the basic ones. The one I got is called the Guardian, a Stunt Edition custom LED saber inspired by Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars Jedi lightsaber. It looks awesome. That's like a Big Bang Theory kind of geek thing, I guess. But it looks really cool. And yes, they actually sell these on eBay too, but I actually got this again from SD because they actually have some cool stuff. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't do this right now, but I'm actually going through my emails too. Not the best time to do it when you're doing a live show, probably. Hey, by the way, this was funny. I swear to God, sorry, I don't mean to swear. But this is really cool. I mean, if you're I wish I was a teen again just for this. I love that store, Restoration Hardware, RH. And I like the one over, because I got some sheets and stuff for my bed over at, the Philly outlet store over in, it's Philly outlet, but yet it's in Collegeville. And I never really gave it much notice before. Like, I'd see the store, I was like, I don't want to go in there. That place is expensive. So I finally went in there one time, Restoration Hardware, and it was like, dude, this place is cool. They got the best freaking stuff in there, and it's really nice, and it holds up really well. Like, anything you buy will hold up. It's not stuff that you're going to buy at Walmart, trust me. And the prices are much, much cheaper. So anyway, that being said, here I saw this, like, you got to be kidding. It's like actually awesome. Unfortunately, it's a very expensive place. They made a Restoration Hardware teen. They made one for teens now. So, and their stuff is really cool. So I'm not even just saying that. Okay, I just said it, but no, seriously, it's great. Yeah, and again, that story I want to stray on is on the NewYorkPost.com. Look for a story named "Woman Who Tossed Puppy from Car Found Guilty of Animal Abuse." That poor pooch was really cute too. It's still alive. Trust me, it's okay. If you're a dog lover, by the way, I made a remark about this. Dog left chain to fence with free a sign on it, and it is a cute dog. It looks, I can't believe they say it's a pit bull, but you know what it looks like? It looks like that. It really does, actually. It looks like the same dog. I don't think that's a pit bull, is it? The Target dog. It looks just like that Target dog. I think it's some like dog they use in the beer commercials too, but no, but it looks like the Target dog. South Abington Township, a pit bull has a temporary home at the Griffin Pond Animal Shelter. Now, to get this, in Lackawanna County. It says Lackawanna. Workers said the dog was found Thursday chained to a fence near 14th Avenue and Washburn Street in West Scranton with a sign that read, "Free dog, please take." Why don't you just take it to a pound? Poor dog. Officials at Griffin Pound said they believe the dog was left there since Tuesday with no water. So, that poor thing. Workers estimate the male pit bull is 2 to 3 years old. Well, the dog looks cheerful, but it really does look like that Target dog. That's weird. Anyway, thank you, Todd. That was on WNEP.com. So I read my main lineup of stories, which I did not read, obviously. That's why they're so screwed up. Oh, thank you to Paul Thomas, because he sent something. Pennhurst residents advocates tells their story in Travel and Exhibit. Now, this is really cool. Like, he sent us a private message. Pottstown.com. Yeah, advocates. I can't get that word out. I don't know what it's going on with my mouth tonight. It's even worse than ever before. But it's on like a traveling museum on Pennhurst. It's really cool looking too. It's an article in the Mercury News, actually. It says PottstownMercury.com. North Coventry, a gallery space in Coventry Mall, was packed Tuesday evening with a crowd that was personally invested in a legacy of Pennhurst State School and Hospital. So they had this thing over in Coventry Mall. I wish I would have known about that. So it was set up just basically going through the history of Pennhurst on Tuesday. So I wonder if it's still there, like that. This thing going that talks about the history of Pennhurst. I'd really like to see that. I would recommend, if anybody knows, please let me know, because I would like to go there and check it out in the mall. So yeah, there's it's good. It's getting late, so early in the morning. But yeah, check that out again if you want to. North Coventry, the mall. A gallery space at the Coventry Mall was packed Tuesday, but I'm sure they might have left it up. I hope. I'm not sure, but thank you, Paul, for that. Paul Thomas. He's really into like history and stuff of old buildings and stuff like that. So obviously that was something he has an interest in knowing about. I do too, because I have my uncle that was in there too again. Yes. Sorry, my coworker that I had, she thanked me for wishing her happy birthday. Hey, I'm not that bad. That's very cool. It's so yeah. So again, for friend of coworker Miranda, happy birthday today. On what is her birthday? It is on September 18th. So I'm just trying to go through I don't want to use the word bleed. Oh, by the way, there was something so funny. You have to check it out on my Facebook page. It was by Ashley Lilly, and she has a video where this kitten is going like bananas over an ice cream cone. It's like one of those Nutty Buddies, I think they used to be called, Nutty Buddies. This kitten is like, got this like in her claws, a little kitten, a Nutty Buddy, and she's licking it so fast, like this cat is going so like nutso over this, that her legs are shaking, like she's like in so much, I'm trying to think of the right word. She is so excited, this kitten, over this ice cream cone. She won't let you take it away. She like starts almost not growling, but she starts getting angry if you take the ice cream cone away. And she's like licking it a mile a minute. It is very cute, if I can say that word as a guy, but it's very cute. And the cat is just like freaking hilarious. So she wrote underneath, I've never seen a cat eat an ice cream cone and hold it. And she put lame-o or lempmo or something. Because it is really funny. It is really funny. I was going to read this story the other day. I found this is an old story, I think. Local10.com. Let me see when it was dated. September 15th, 2015. Accused FIU foot sniffer taken into custody in Southwest Miami Dade. I saw this story and I just couldn't help but laugh. Eddie Julian, accused of sniffing students' feet under tables inside the library last month. So yeah, that was this month, but he got caught. The man accused of hiding under tables and smelling a student's feet at Florida International University main campus was taken into custody Tuesday afternoon. Sky 10 was above the scene shortly before 5 p.m. I guess they were afraid to have their feet on the ground. At Southwest 97th Court and Southwest 59th Street, as Miami-Dade police arrest a man identified as Eddie Julian, 52, after an attempt traffic stop. So I guess he got stopped for something else. FIU police warned students this week about the man who was seen crawling underneath a table in a suspicious manner at a green library. That's just too funny. I never understood the thing with having a foot fetish, but I did have a boss. His name was Walt. I'm not going to mention his last name. I almost actually did accidentally. But his name was the same as mine, and it's not me. But he always had this big thing. He got like horny over feet, women's feet. And it's like, I'm sorry. I think feet are the most disgusting thing on any, well, yeah. They are the most disgusting thing on most women. So, on anybody, period. Not just women. So, I just never understood how anybody could have a foot fetish. I mean, me, it's like an ass fetish, a boob fetish, even maybe a face fetish, but a foot fetish, I never understood that. So you have to fill me in on that one because, again, I never understood that. So, sorry, I'm just trying to glance through things real quick because it's probably almost should be my time to wrap things up. Yeah, I'm off for a day, and you think, hey, Walter will come back with a better show. Well, guess what? Rude Awakening? No, it's not going to happen. Why I'm trying to look for another story, if there is any, because there may not be. I can't say I really had a bad day, but at the same time, I did not have a good day. Because here, my two coworkers, I have to just say something. They were supposed to do certain cleaning that would actually take more than one person to do. So what did they do? They left it for me. And they did the easier jobs that are actually meant for one person. So that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. Two people, and you do the easiest, most minute jobs, and leave me with jobs that you need more than one person to do. That makes a lot of sense, even though there's two of you and one of me. So thank you so much for that. But you know what? The reason it's not that bad, though, was because I actually did get help tonight. So I do appreciate, for the people, I can't mention their names, I do appreciate you guys helping me. And if I can be even more discreet, thank you, Brian, for helping me out today. Brian, you know who you are. So thank you for helping me with my situation today. Yeah, there were stories I would have read yesterday. I'm just going to strictly just read the highlights because that's all I have the time to do. There was one I would have read yesterday, probably in a little bit more depth. It was in Dreamin' Demon. Justin Lawson charged with raping girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter to death. The Dreamin' Demon, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Justin Lawson, 22, has been arrested for the rape and murder of his girlfriend's 2-year-old. So I am so sorry I can't read anymore, and it's probably best, but yeah, that is crazy. Now it kind of got me curious. This happened early morning, September 3rd. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I'm not going to go into grave detail. Basically, early in the morning, September 3rd, this child went to school leaving. Oh, wait, this woman, Kenya Cujo, it looks like Cujo, went to school leaving her daughter, Shalina, in the care of her boyfriend, Justin Lawson. Shalina had been ill the night before with diarrhea and vomiting. This poor kid. Not long after she left, she received a call from Lawson's letting her know that Shalina had peed her pants and was shaken. Again, her name, this woman's, it's Cujo. So that does look like Cujo. Said she would come home, but was told by Lawson that she didn't need to. A few hours later, she would receive another call from Lawson saying that Shalina was throwing up again, prompting Cujo to leave school to check on her. When she arrived, she found her little girl unresponsive. By the time she got there, my baby was on her back, foaming at the mouth. Kia said the first thing I did was she ran. It's a quote, I should say. The first thing I did was I ran to my baby, screaming for someone to take me to the hospital. Lawson left before EMSs arrived. Transported Shalina to the Children's Hospital where she was pronounced dead. That is horrible, folks. And this man raped a 2-year-old and the child died. Wow. Okay, I really didn't want to read. This other story was actually Dreamin' Demon. Couple charged with letting teen son drink until he died of alcohol poisoning. Where do these people, I don't understand it. Where do these people get the right to procreate? I just do not understand. Anyway, Joseph Richardson and Paulette Richardson are facing manslaughter charges after they let Paulette's 16-year-old son drink until he died from alcohol poisoning. This is on Dreamin' Demon too, by the way. Wow. I'm just trying to see. Oh, wow. I guess his blood level, alcohol level, this county. I'm just trying to get to the highlights. It was a staggering, is that good or, really bad? A staggering .587, more than 7 times the legal limit for someone 21 or older to drive a vehicle in Wyoming. So that's where it was. Yeah, but this kid was only 16, though. So he shouldn't have been drinking at all. But that was, for somebody his age, I guess, height and weight, whatever. His blood alcohol level was like way beyond even a 21-year-old could take. It's more than a 21-year-old could take. So, I apologize for these stories. They're but I don't know. Sometimes they're mildly entertaining, but that one obviously isn't. I gotta leave with some sort of lighter notes. So this hopefully will do it. This is no joke. Oh no, this is no joke. What am I saying? See, I'm tired. Comicbook.com, there was a lighter story, by the way, if you want to read it. Man of Steel rumors, director, release dates, and villains, and it's showing Brainiac, which would be really, really cool. Rumors have it that been swirling that George Miller, 70, will direct the Man of Steel sequel for Warner Brothers. But Eli Mayhem B of Heretic Hollywood has chimed in by saying that the Mad Max Fury Road director hasn't yet decided what his next project will be, though it is supposedly for the taken if he wants it. So this guy Miller, besides Man of Steel, Miller has reportedly been offered a Dark Universe, also known as the Justice League Dark. I didn't even hear about that one. That's pretty interesting. But it's showing Brainiac, yeah. Let me just cut to the chase. It says, when might we see the next Superman, Henry Cavill? Yeah, it's Henry Cavill. Solo film. This guy, L. Maybe or something. He's got a really difficult name. Says is looking like it will be either in. He will either get it in 2019 or 2020. So that's a way. Well, it's like 5 years, but still. That's how long it's going to be until they get another independent, so to speak, Superman movie with the new guy. And when it happens, who will he battle? Brainiac? Actually, I should have said that Brainiac, because they're actually making a definite explanation point. It would mark the supervillain's cinematic debut, though he was supposed to appear in Tim Burton's defunct Superman Lives. So, see, that caught my attention, though, because that would have been really cool. That would be really cool to see Brainiac in a film, I guess. Because that I don't like comic book films, but that's something that, would catch my attention. So, anyway, so sorry, because that looks like my woman, but I don't think it is. I was going to say Lady Gaga, but I don't know. So I'm trying to make up from yesterday, but I didn't do a very good job. And there was another article, just in case you're interested, 18 moments when heroes of the group made everyone feel safe, and they show Supergirl from the new series. I actually watched that one a while ago. And this was from CBS.com. They're going through different shows, I guess, because the first one, I'm not going to read them all. There's 18 different ones. And you can see it out on CBS.com because it says Criminal Minds is the first one. But see, the one they show you is actually Supergirl. So, I'm trying to think if I might have missed something yesterday. Oh, by the way, I did find, folks, There is a link to get, if you want your Star Wars Visa card by Chase, yeah, there's a place you can actually physically order those cards, and you can get, basically a credit card with Star Wars, Disney's Star Wars. So it's really cool looking. I was tempted to do it. It's like, but I don't need another credit card. And I did put a photo up the other day because it's coming closer, I guess. He's at least giving you a teaser on a poster. Rob Zombie's film of 31. I still don't know what it's going to be about. It looks pretty cool, though. Oh, and another thing that was really cool I would have read yesterday was on Cinema Blend. I'm a big Back to the Future fan. I don't need to keep on buying the films, even though I probably will. But the story was, watch the one shot of Eric Stoltz not cut from the Back to the Future film. And he really, they kept it in there because you really don't see his face, so they were able to keep it in there. But they said they shot, I think, 4 weeks of filming with Eric Stoltz being, basically George McFly. And then after the 4th week, they figured, well, Eric Stoltz is a good actor, but he was just too serious for the part. And they didn't get, the feel they wanted from the film. So here they had to go back, and they wanted to get originally, and they end up getting him anyway, was Michael J. Fox. But see, Michael J. Fox was also on Family Ties. So they said, listen, we really need Michael J. Fox to play the character of George McFly. And they finally came up with an agreement with Michael J. Fox without getting in trouble with the people that he was working with on Family Ties. So they would shoot late at night after, he would spend all day shooting Family Ties during the day. He would go and shoot Back to the Future at night. So they're already 4 weeks into production of the movie, and they had to go back and get the actors to reshoot all the parts. So the actor who played Biff, if you looked at the original scenes with Eric Stoltz, he looked less tired because he had to go and reshoot the guy who played Biff, had to go back and shoot 4 weeks worth of film work at night. So it took a toll on him. You can see bags under his eyes, that actor. I can't remember his name. I know that's a famous line from Walter. I know, Matt. So, but it's really cool because there was a scene between Biff and George McFly where Biff punches George McFly out, and they didn't want to do that. Not Biff, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. George McFly, I apologize. George McFly punches out Biff in that 1955's cafe restaurant, where he asks for, I think, a tab. And they say, well, you haven't ordered anything yet. So the waiter. So anyway, there's a scene where George McFly punches out Biff, and they didn't want to redo it, the scene. So they they had to redo the scene, but the punch scene, would actually, where originally Eric Stoltz punches out Biff, they didn't want to redo that. So they basically used the scene with Eric Stoltz because all you see is the back of his head, and they said you can see that the frames from the original one where Eric Stoltz had played George McFly do not match up with the retake where they tried to just edit in after the punch with Michael J. Fox. Now, I didn't do a very good job explaining that, but if you go to cinemablend.com, you can see that scene, and it looks really cool. Now, that would be one reason I probably wouldn't mind getting the new box set that's coming out of Back to the Future. One, because it has a lot of extras, and maybe they'll even put that in there, because I like to see those 4 weeks that were shot, if I could ever was able to, get my hands on that. To me, that would be mean a lot, because that's just like a movie I watched a million times when I was a teenager. So, Now, that's a little bit of a lighter story to talk about. I think that's a good one. And I thought it was really cool. By the way, I have to give a plug to also T-Mobile because I just got my hotspot today. They did something really cool where I didn't realize this, but I got this hotspot because I don't get very good reception on the internet with Verizon on my phone, for the Wi-Fi. So it was getting on my nerves because there's a lot of places I don't get any reception. But I used to get it with T-Mobile. Now, there's a trade-off. I even told the people at the store at T-Mobile, I said, listen, I'll let you know, your phone service is not that great, but your internet service is incredible. And Verizon's got really good phone service, but they have really crappy, what do you call it? They have really, really crappy, I'm trying to think of the right word. Sorry. Really crappy internet, Wi-Fi. So it's like, so you kind of gotta. It's like one of those things. Is you're not going to get everything like in a perfect world. Everything will be in one little perfect box, but it is not with these companies. So I got the T-Mobile hotspot. It cost me I think $90 after taxes. It was $50, I think. To buy, 1 month service, $50, which I'll get a discount on my job, or knock it down to $40 a month. Now, I didn't tell you the sweet parts yet, but then it was a refurbished hotspot. It's the top of the line, which it was normally $108, $40 if you buy it outright. So it was like, you know what, I'm buying it right now, and I'm going to say it's done because now I don't have to worry about paying small fees every month. It only added an extra $3, but for 3 years. So, yeah, I paid. It cost $90 all said and done. And, it was really nice tonight because sometimes you can borrow internet from the work. They can set you up a password, but that's a real pain in the neck. So I just decided when that happens, where I'm out, or if I'm out and about, and I can't get internet because Verizon's just acting up. This is perfect. So, yeah, it really is. And so I got to give them a plug. T-Mobile does have really good internet. I will say that. There's no other way to put it. So that came in handy. But the thing that was really neat, they now have, it's called a 3-in-1. Now, what's that? Well, they have one SIM chip that is pre-cut to all three sizes. So if you change your phone out, they said you can keep the same SIM card and just change the size of it. It's incredible idea. One, it was that's pretty ingenious. I got to give them credit for that. So on the tech part, they are really ahead of the game, more so than I've seen anybody else. They also offer true, no contract, no annual fees. You can cancel at any time. I did that before because I didn't like their service. And also, there's no overage. So I got a 7 gig a month plan, which I went over when I had T-Mobile before, 7 gigs. But when you go over, they say, oh yeah, your speed limit your speed will slow down. Honestly, it really doesn't slow down that much. It slows down probably, but it depends what you're doing. You may not notice that much of a difference because you're going from super high speed to normal high speed. So it's still really good though. And again, that being said, yeah, it's incredible. And the price is perfect because it's $50. Once I get my discount, it'll be $40. And you can cancel anytime. You can even, to say, okay, well, you're not going to be needing that hotspot for the next 3 months. I'll use it on vacations heavily. All you have to do is just suspend your account, and you can just restart it anytime you want to. I mean, there is so many pluses with that whole thing. I love it so far, and it's only been 1 day. Now, when I get that extra bill, I'm not going to be happy about that too much. But it's a nice incentive, though, that hey, I can start and stop T-Mobile anytime I want. There's no contract. They're not lying. If you go over your 7 gigs, or if you can go up to 11 gigs, but you go over your 7 gigs, you get the 11 gig plan at LTE, They're not going to stop your internet. They're not going to charge you. Oh, well, we're going to charge you, like Verizon will charge you $15 for every gig you go over. No, there's no such thing. So that's another plus. And the hotspot works really nice and very fast. So everyone, have a good night. That was my plug. I'm telling you how much I love T-Mobile. And, well, have a good night for me, but have a good morning for everyone else in the world, because on this part of the East Coast of USA on this Friday morning at 5 a.m. Have a good one, folks. I am signing off.